Welcome to the world of Ask Akinola, the channel where you will acquire knowledge. Knowledge is power, health is wealth. Great minds are like saints. They are saints, they live forever. Today's topic shall dwell more on those organs that the body can do without. Ordinarily, all the organs perform specified function that are so necessary, and with no other organ can perform it like they do. But once there is a kind of cancer or a tumor, or if the organ should atrophy, then there is a need for it to be removed. But the perfection in this machine that has been created by God is so wonderful that when some of these organs are removed, the functionality of the human body still continues. We have seen where people don't have hands or they don't have legs, and they still function so perfectly that you wonder what life would be if ordinarily we don't have all these things, and they are doing everything so perfectly. So let us go into the slide sections where you shall now see the organ chosen today that we want to see. If we remove it, what happens? Let's go into this slide section, and where we shall deal hopefully with the gallbladder. Like I've always said, subscribe, click the like button. You will acquire more knowledge hooking up to this channel. Organs the body can do without. The 7 organs listed here are not necessarily the only organs that the body can do without, but they constitute in the main organs that when you remove, there are organs that will perfectly do the function very well. So these are the gallbladder, lungs, the spleen, appendix, kidney, stomach, and liver. The gallbladder. The gallbladder is a small pear-shaped organ tucked away under your liver in the upper right section of your abdomen. You can see the liver is that looks the cup, and that is the gallbladder itself, and the common duct that leads to where the duodenum is. When you eat, the gallbladder presses, and the bile flows into the duodenum, and immediately after the food is you stop eating, there is a squeeze that stops it, and that is where the problem usually is. So definitions and function. The common hepatic duct, 60 duct, connects directly into your gallbladder. This continues, but its name changes to the common bile duct. The common bile duct empties into the duodenum. The gallbladder performs the function of a store for bile, especially when you are not eating and the duodenum valve closes. Bile is released after eating a meal, and it mixes with the partially digested food, further helping the breakdown of the fat in your diet. That is emulsification of fat. The gallstones are normally formed with cholesterol. They are crystals hardened because usually most crystals are from when there is that dehydration. But the cholecystitis is the problem of when there is a blockage of the bile duct. You can see the gallbladder. The common bile duct is now shown. When it is blocked, there is that reflux back, and there is no way when the stomach, the gallbladder squeezes to pass this fluid that it will pass. That's where the problem starts. Inflammation starts. Gallstones are adding deposit of cholesterol bile pigment and can range in size from tiny grain to a golf ball. That is the problem. It will block that duct. That's why it's called cholecystitis. So that blockage is a serious, and Bile enables fats and water to mix. Bile contains molecules that are partly attracted to fat and partly attracted to water. These molecules draw fat and water together by sandwiching themselves in between the two. Emulsification. Cholecystitis is inflammation of the gallbladder, which usually results in the excision of the gallbladder, called cholecystitis. The cause or risk factor of cholecystitis. Cholecystitis is commonly caused by gallstones that have blocked the cystic valve, the 60 duct, which prevent bile from exiting the gallbladder. The gallbladder becomes swollen and may become infected with bacteria. Less common causes include blocked bile duct due to scarring, reduced blood flow to the gallbladder, tumor that blocks this flow of bile from the bladder. Tumors could block it too. It's not necessarily the gallstones that will block the gallbladder. So we must also take note. And viral infections can also inflame. When there is inflammation, there is scarring, and that is also helping the stone to block. Infection too, the 60% is common when it is acute infection in common with women. Take note that acute cholecystitis is common with men, but the severe cholecystitis is common with men. The symptoms and risk factors are diabetes, obesity, old age, and all these factors that we have always been listing as a risk factor for most of the chronic diseases. The signs and symptoms include pain begins in your mid or upper right abdomen and may spread to your right shoulder blade or back. Pain is strongest 15 to 20 minutes. Tenderness in your abdomen when it's touched. Nausea and bloating. Vomiting is part of the signs. Chills. Abdominal pain get worse when taking a breath, and they also cramp after eating. Then jaundice and intense itchy skin when you have to eat is very common with pregnant women who have cholestasis. Complication. If left untreated, cholestasis, that is when the thing is stagnant and block that area. That is, it blocks the bile duct. Then there is the primary biliary cholangitis, that is infection of that area, and that is also a serious problem that is life-threatening and which will always require that surgery. Diagnosis. Ultrasound uses sound waves to produce pictures of the gallbladder, and that's the best method. You could call it the gold standard. And there are other methods which you use. It helps in diagnosing the liver problems, aminotransferase, alkaline phosphatase, bilirubin level, gamma, GGT, and even microscopic culture sensitivity. Common bacteria like Salmonella, E. coli, and all these could cause these gallstones. We know that Salmonella even reside in the gallbladder, so you could take note of that as well, that it's a resident of the gallbladder. Treatment, use antibiotic, and then, like I said, cholecystectomy, disease, surgery to remove the gallbladder. One thing we must know that if the gallbladder is not removed, it could cause pancreatitis and liver diseases, and that is life-threatening. But when it is removed, that substance, when removed, it means that the liver will now have the opportunity of releasing the bile directly into the duodenum, the small intestine, to really emulsify the fat, and perfect digestion goes on in the duodenum. So that becomes a safe life.